You and Kratos were all I knew.
Showing remorse, Eggman? Perfectly safe to go back to the way you were.
Here's a couple useful tips to play Cyberpunk 2077 on your PC with a lot better of a frame rate than default. Step 1, what you're going to do is you're going to click on this PC anywhere in your documents. It's going to open up this window here with some of your PC specs. You're going to go down to installed memory RAM, and as you can see I have 16 gigabytes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to calculate half of the RAM that you have here, so 16, half of that is 8. And you want to make sure that you have at least 4 left over for, you know, Windows 10 to actually operate at the same time as Cyberpunk. So 8 gigabytes is fine. If you have, say, like 6 gigabytes of RAM or 8 gigabytes of RAM and you cut that in half, that's kind of really close. I would instead choose to go with like 2 gigabytes or something like that. But honestly, if you have that little RAM, you shouldn't be trying to play Cyberpunk either way. So 16 gigabytes divided by 2 is 8. So we're going to take that number and we're going to go into wherever you have Cyberpunk installed. We're going to go to Cyberpunk. You're going to go into its folder, Cyberpunk 2077. You're going to click on Engine. You're going to click on Config. And you're going to come up with this little Excel sheet right here. Memory pool budgets. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to edit a couple of values. Mine's already changed here, but what we're going to look at mainly are these two top cells right here, pool CPU and pool GPU. We're going to take that 8 gigabytes or whatever number you think is ideal for you, and we're just going to change the first 2 cells here to that number. You just type in 8, capital G, capital B, and then for GPU, this also depends on your GPU. You're just going to have to look up whatever GPU you have in your computer and look at how much VRAM it has on it, and you can pretty much go max on it. I only have a stock 1060, which is super low end to be trying to play Cyberpunk 2077. But you're going to enter in whatever number that is right here, same way. You're going to hit save, and it's going to ask you want to keep using the format. Hit yes, close that out, close everything out, and what we're going to do now is we're going to launch the game. So I'll meet you guys there. Alright, now that we've loaded into the game, as you can see, already your frame rate should be a lot higher than what you were experiencing before. If you were, having FPS troubles and you've come to this video, you should see an improvement already. But another thing I noticed personally when I started running this game, even after these little fixes we've already done, there was a lot of input lag with like moving around. Now obviously with me just recording on OBS, this is already putting a damper on my FPS anyway, but if I weren't to be recording right now, it would be a little bit better. What we're going to do is just, aside from turning down all your graphics to like minimum, obviously that's going to help with your graphics and stuff like that. At the bottom, what we can do is you'll have a static Fidelity Fx. You're going to turn that on, and you're going to set it to whatever your resolution is. My monitor is 1440p, which is 2K, and then 75% of that is 1920 by 1080. So what this means is the game will retroactively or dynamically scale back its own resolution to 1080 when there are frame drops, and then when the game's running well, it'll be that full 2K that I like to see. So that helps with the input lag in terms of frame rate in here quite a bit. But another thing to do is over here in controls, we're going to go to first person camera controller, and even if you're not using a controller, I don't know why this is the case, but this is still going to help you even if you're using a mouse. What you're going to do is hit advanced options, turn that on, turn the response curve to raw, and then you're going to scroll all the way down and do the same thing for this third person camera controller. This affects mouse and keyboard controls. I don't know why, but it's going to reduce some input lag that you might be experiencing even after you're changing those files around. So anyway, that's how my settings are in Cyberpunk. That is, it was very borderline unplayable before I went and messed with the config settings. But it's quite playable now. I'm moving through the story, and it's pretty alright. Look at that, El Guapo, Need for Steed. Well, I'm gonna go enjoy this situation. I'll see you guys in the next video.